Hey guys, this is Andy McCann here to help you lay a firm foundation in fitness, food, and finances. Today we're going to talk about knees. You can use this for any joint, but I have bad knees or I have a knee replacement surgery coming up. What would you do to kind of prepare for that? You guys, if you're listening to this, you're probably one of our members. If you're not a member, but you live here in Woodstock, Georgia, we do have a physical gym. You can come hang out with us, CrossFit Garage, Woodstock, Georgia. If you're not in Woodstock, but you have a garage or a basement full of gear, we now have Garage Fitness Online. You can find us there. If you go to Facebook and type that in, you're going to find us a little bit easier. If you, actually, I should probably start adding it to the doodly-doo in the bottom so that you guys can find that. Of course, if you're watching this as a video, you can find us at Andy McCann 42 or podcast Fitness, Food, and Finances. All right, so I do a bit on the Expert Council on Thursday for Jack Spirko with the Survival Podcast. It is not a doom and gloom zombies podcast. It's usually a solutions-driven message of how to live your own life when times are bad, or even if they're not, how to live a good life if times are bad or even if they're not. So I've been listening to him since about 2000, maybe 10. An old member of ours, Bruce Sofchi, which I met back at this fall festival we just went to, he introduced me to it. I started listening to him, and eventually now I'm on their Expert Council, and I've gone to a couple of their events. I love this stuff. If you're into preparing smartly, like, hey, let's get out of debt. Let's have insurance. Let's surround ourselves with a community of like-minded believers, right? Of people who go, I want to succeed. I want to propel myself. I want my family to do well. I want my children, like all that stuff. Glasses half full. Those that are trying to live a curious mindset rather than a competitive or well, what do you look at it when the world is evil on you? So do you look at the world as, hey, I'm curious, or judgmental, right? So if somebody cuts you off, are you like, you jerk? Or do you say to yourself, maybe they're going to the hospital, right? So be curious and extend grace, because you just don't know. It's a much better world. Anyway, you know me, I'm trying to fill us up with people who like to CrossFit, play board games and D&D, who like to go on adventure races, who have chickens. I mean, I'm trying to surround myself with people that do the things I do because you guys are awesome. It does seem like in the world of preparing for outcomes, it seems like it's dominated by 50-year-old men that happen to be engineers. Now, there's more than that, but those are the ones that showed up at this event. So the Survival Podcast has several in-person events or events associated with them. And it's a great place, a great opportunity to get involved and meet like-minded people. Anyway, I did a presentation. You can go to, let's see, what is it? At Survival Podcasting or Jack Spirko. And if you look at their live stream, I'm one of them down there. You'll see Andy McCann, 5 Pillars of Health and Longevity. I plan to do this presentation in chunks for you guys. Actually, I may give it one full go and then give it to you in chunks to go more deeply into each subject. Anyway, while I was up there doing that presentation, I talked to one of the participants. She AKAs as Mama Sauce. I think she said she was 72, pretty good shape. She has actually done CrossFit before. They told her a long time ago, hey, you probably need new knees, and it's going to be soon. So she did her best to hold that off, and the time is coming. And we talked about, what do you do with your knees? How do you prepare? And this could use any joint, but I'm going to go with knees. I'll probably do shoulders next time. We've got some folks in the gym struggling with some shoulder repair, so maybe I'll interview David on that. And I know he's going to put together a class to help people really engage their shoulders and use like the casing for that joint to get a bit better. Because your shoulder, it gives up stability for ultimate mobility. So with mobility, you lose stability. You look at your knee, pretty damn immobile. It just bends the one way or hinges, and it's very stable. Okay, so I talked to Mama Sauce, and she had some awesome insights as well as a great perspective on the journey to be that's going to happen. I'm going to take some of the things she and I talked about, and I'm going to embellish because it makes the story and what we're going to talk about a little bit easier if I can have more opportunities, right? All right. I'm also laughing at myself because I'm doing a new thing. I'm trying to take my topics and put them into ChatGPT and say, hey, I'm a bit scatterbrained and I'm a bit tangential. I do like the personal stories, but I should stay on point more. Give me the outline I should be following based on all these things I want to talk about. So it's been a good thing. I feel like it's going to make me a bit more streamlined for you guys, but I will still give you the crazy stories. Okay. So I have had several issues through sports. I actually only recently have ever gotten hurt in doing some CrossFit. I took a bar right to my top of my collarbone, and it's very sensitive. I think I bone bruised myself by doing a thruster and just coming down too fast. I was basically too damn healthy and fit, and I did something to myself. I'm not broken. I'm just being repaired. My point, though, is something happens to all of us. People as dumb as me or as smart as y'all. Things happen. Life happens. Your meniscus gives out. You roll the dice of randomness and, it's just your time, right? Something happens, or you were cursed with some genetics that you knew a thing was coming. Today it's going to be knees. Tomorrow or next week, maybe I'll talk shoulders or hips or something. But you can do a thing to help yourself. So let me pull up a slide from the presentation I was on. Actually, before I get there, hey, we're doing a carnivore Kickstarter in 2025. I'm working with Rick and Andrea, and they're putting together a class-based session. So you can just buy it and do your own thing, or you can buy it and do the classes with us. It'll be, some online Zoom and things like that. So you can go at your own speed. It'll be 8 weeks, or you can go at your with us over those 8 weeks. So there's going to basically teach you how to eat carnivore. And let me say this, it's not really hard. Just stop eating stupid shit. Don't eat that many carbs. Track your stuff and make sure you're under 100 carbs a day, and then keep dropping it down. So everybody's carb profile is different. It may take you to get below 20. I don't know, but you're going to have to figure that out. So, that's what we're going to do. We're going to teach people how to do that in 2025. I'll get a link to you soon, but that's the page I happened to be on when I pulled up my slide presentation. It's not the one I wanted to show you, but, tangent. This is why I put things in the chat GPT now. Okay, so there is a picture that CrossFit likes to show, and I love this one. On a continuum, so think of a rainbow. On the left side, you've got sickness. On the middle, you've got wellness. On the right side, you have fitness. We've talked about this before. So you've got some body indicators, so blood pressure, body fat, bone density, triglycerides, your heart rate, and so forth. Everyone understands there is a number or a thing that, like, the CDC will say is what a well person has. Now, I think it's dumb when you go with the CDC because they're taking everyone in, putting them together. And I just don't think many of those people are actually well. So they're putting in some bad numbers. The CDC even says health is the absence of disease. I think that's a dumb answer, but that's what they say. So what we're trying to do is say, okay, if 75 beats per minute is well, if I exercise and get fit, my heart rate's going to drop down to, let's say, 50 beats per minute, because that's a wider margin and it makes the example even more awesome. So I think my actual resting heart rate is 50 beats per minute. It might be a little bit lower. I know some people who are like 30 beats per minute, which is insane to think you're only beating once every 2 seconds, but their heart is just that damn strong. And their blood is that really awesome, and their veins are that awesome, right? So it's not having to work hard. So when you get sick or have a clogged artery or something, and your heart needs to work harder, let's say it bumps up by 20 beats, those that are fit at 50 will move to 70, which is, hey, I can do this. I'm still in the well category. It's nothing to be alarmed about usually, right? If you are just in the well category and you're doing 70, well, when that happens, you drop down to the sick, which is like 90 beats per minute or maybe 100 beats per minute. So being fit allows you to have what they're going to call prehabilitation. You're going to be ahead of the game. So for your knee, if you're already doing back squats, great. If you're already doing strength, great. The first thing all of us should do is lose weight. How do you lose weight? Going back to that carnivore Kickstarter, get into that. It's the biggest no-brainer in the history of no-brainers. I can give you, and I will actually, another podcast just on carnivore. But the things that it does for you is mind-blowing. I'm starting to get my second wave of blood work in, specifically for going carnivore. And so far, everything is awesome, and I'm not even part of a team. Thanks to technology, I hit pause, drank some hollow roast coffee. There's some good stuff. You can buy that from Nicole Sauce. I should put a link in there. But man, it's great coffee. So warmed up the throat, did it without coughing online, Charles. Okay, so we are doing prehabilitation. First thing is to lose weight. You can go and just Google, hey, what's an appropriate weight for my height and age? And they're going to tell you. I'm going to say it's less than whatever they're saying. Try to lose some weight, specifically for your knees, your feet, or your hips, because that's all load bearing all the time. Losing weight for your elbow isn't as big a deal, but you should still do it anyway. So lose weight, eat carnivore. I'm going to give you a whole bunch of stuff on that. But in 2025, we're going to have a how to eat carnivore. Again, it's not rocket scientist. It's definitely not a scientist. It's definitely not rocket science. It's not complicated. eat less carbs. But some of you guys are like, well, what does that mean? We're going to go through more than just eat less carbs because that's super easy, but we're going to watch you. So you're going to have somebody looking. The bigger thing is we're going to start teaching you other things you can do around this carnivore, like adding electrolytes, like movement, like food choices, like meat choices, and so forth. So we're going to give you more than just eat less carbs, dumbass. It's going to be bigger. Anyway, that's the first step. You got to lose weight. The next is going to be strengthen the joint or the muscle around the joint. Joints don't have muscle, but around the joint, right? So work on your legs. But here's the thing. I would also encourage full range of motion. If in a squat, you can actually drop all the way down so your butt touches your ankles, I think that would be better in this case because you're going for a surgery. I want to increase all mobility parts for that, right? So let's do the other side of the equation. Hey, you're about to have knee surgery. You have 2 months until then. We want you to retard that joint so it doesn't do anything. We want to put you in a cast so you can't move it for 2 months. Okay, we all know that's stupid. So go to the other side, probably could be stupid too. Ultimate movement, right? Maybe you don't want to mess anything up and cause you need the joint earlier. Slowly gain mobility and slowly gain strength and quickly lose weight. Do carnivore. So if you're increasing the muscles around the knee, when they put the new knee in, it's going to have a lot more awesomeness inside of it, more vascular, more blood flow. It's going to have everything that it needs. And if for some reason you kill or misconnect, not you, but the doctor, some of your muscle fibers, who cares? You already have more there already, right? So you're good to go. So I have a picture of what they do. It's kind of weird. Some of these videos or the pictures we're looking at, they drill down deep like a root canal and they put that thing in there. Usually, I think not usually, all the time, it's titanium, light, rugged metal. I suppose you could ask for anything, but it would be really dumb to, like, they put used to put gold fillings in and silver fillings. It's too malleable and it's really damn heavy. So you would definitely sink like a rock if you ever got near water. Actually, it would be kind of funny. I want to see somebody do that. Typically, I'm pretty sure it's titanium. I didn't look it up. It's some sort of, it's probably hard to get in and it's really expensive. Okay, so another fear when you have this surgery is now you're very not independent. You lose your independence. If you already have a hard time standing up off the ground, then this is going to suck. So you can see there are some issues with I'm not able, and then I'm going to do a thing like this, get a whole knee replaced. Whew. Okay, for those that are actually having knee replacement, one more thing to think about. My dad did double knee replacement surgery, and the doctor was like, yeah, that's fine, we can do that. The nurse, when they were prepping him, she's like, ooh, wow, you're doing two? And he's like, well, wait a minute, maybe I shouldn't. I would probably... I don't know if there's a scenario when I would agree to double knee replacement surgery. I would go, do one at a time. I would also bank your own blood. I don't know how that works, but you're going to need blood. My dad needed lots of blood. And in today's time, you don't know what the hell you're getting in people's blood. They take anybody who had anything to get, that blood and to, give it to you. So maybe a family member, maybe your own blood. I don't know. But if you don't know your blood type, then you're kind of screwed, right? Know it. And then see if you can bank your own stuff. You make blood anyway, so it's not like... Actually, I think there's a thing where one reason they think women live longer is they lose blood monthly and then replenish, whereas guys don't. And we would probably do better for ourselves to replenish that blood more often. One of those guys, I'm going to butcher who it was. It was either Peter or Tia or I don't know, but they do a blood draw as often as they can so that their body is always making more blood. I like the idea. I don't know if it's true, but it'd be interesting. Okay. Anyway, you want to prevent your loss of independence. Building strength isn't tough. It just takes time. The first thing I would do is go for mobility on body weight. So you're having body weight strength. So what I would do is go on YouTube and put in CrossFit squat therapy or CrossFit squat door jam. And that's going to give you a couple of videos. The door jam approach is because most of you don't know how to squat and you can't squat well anyway. So I would learn how to squat first. The actual no-brainer here is just go to a CrossFit gym and tell them what you want to do and they will work you through it. Maybe hire them a couple times for some individual sessions, learn that stuff, and then do it on your own. Or be part of class. The coach will always help you. Anyway, you want to gain mobility, proper mobility, the depth that's appropriate, or past it. Don't shortchange yourself. And then, that will build strength as you do the reps. When you're comfortable and you can, add some weight. It could just be dumbbells you're holding. It could be dumbbells that you seat up on your shoulder. It could be a bar, which is what I would prefer. Learn to back squat something. You could back squat a broom handle and, duct tape something to the end of it, right? Or both sides of it. If you don't have any of that stuff, you can use resistant bands. I'm not a fan of bands and chains because it's going for something totally different, and it's going to give you a non-linear strength progression. So if you think of a band, if you put it on your feet and then wrap it on your shoulders and stand up, the hardest part is when you're standing tall, right? So yes, it's okay if you got nothing else to do and it's a way to start, but it wouldn't be ideal. Same thing if you have a chain that just sits on your shoulder and doesn't touch the ground, great, wrap a chain over it's like anything, wrap anything over your neck and just hold on to it. What they typically do on chain type training is the chain dangles on the ground, and as you squat up higher, it gets harder, right? Because there's more weight off the ground. So the ground's doing some of your work. Not a huge fan of that one. Anything is better than nothing. So go bare and then add something, no matter what it is. And then add, if you can, find bars or something like that. So an Olympic bar. In this case, you could use a powerlifting bar. It just means that the ends don't rotate. Not a big deal. I would also have somebody train you if you don't know what you're doing. Come to a CrossFit gym like mine or a similar gym. Again, if you don't know what gym to go to, zoom into your area. Don't give me your address. That's kind of weird. And email me, andy@crossfitgarage.com, and I will help you figure out where to go. Okay. Mama Sauce, same thing for you. I don't know where you guys are at, but if I'm actually send this to you because this is really about you and it's long format. Send me where you're at. Get someone to train you. Actually, you know what? Nicole could probably eyeball that and tell you what to do. Or if you're near a tactical, whatever, the place we were just at for the Self-Reliance Festival, those guys probably know how to help you as well. Or send me a video of what you're doing and I'll give you some correction. You did CrossFit before, so you should be fine, but always use somebody. Because sometimes, most of the time, your own eyeballs don't see the problem, but someone else's eyeballs will. Okay, what else? Oh, here's a good story. I have known people currently in the gym, myself included, who've done a thing and then continue to work out with the other arm or leg, and everything works out fine. Some people are like, oh, I'll get large on one side. You aren't large now. You're not going to get large on one side. So I was in a, what was it called? Frogtown race. I don't know, maybe it was a long time ago. Could have been something like 18 years ago, 17 years ago. Anyway, doing pretty good. It's just basically a looping run, and I stepped in a hole. My ankle twisted off to the side, and it hurt. I heard a loud pop. I thought, like a dumbass, hey, let me just keep going. By the time I made it to the start-finish line where we would keep lapping, my ankle was the size of a grapefruit. So yeah, I'm pretty much done. I was hoping I could push through it and I get some of that, the airbag poof to help your joint stop moving to go away. But I was messed up. Eventually I went to the chiropodist. That's English for foot doctor or podiatrist. So I went to the chiropodist and he said, yeah, it's going to take a while. This is such a bad sprain. It would have been better had you broken it. I'm like, oh, that's fascinating. I proceeded to do CrossFit, just kept one leg off the ground. Now that actually created other problems on my other side. So yes, you can overuse, and I now have a tendon of plantar fascia problem in my other foot that I'm taking care of. But I solved one problem, created another. I should have asked somebody else's opinion. They would have given me good advice. Hey, Andy, don't do double unders on one foot. Yeah, I know. You and I both know that, but I was doing it anyway. Hey, Andy, don't do box jumps on one foot. Yeah, I know. So be smart about your rehabilitation or your prehabilitation. So when I went back to see the chiropodist, he said, wow, you're way far ahead on the program. Did you go see the PT? I'm like, nah, because I own a gym. I just did my thing. He said, well, cool, great. Keep doing it. So a body that's constantly repairing is going to repair its things around it faster than doing nothing. So doing something is better than nothing, especially pre and post. That's everything. Especially, during the prehabilitation and the post-habilitation, do something. So the range of motion is important because if you don't do a thing when it gets done, so I got my knee replaced, I decided to sit still and not do anything, they're going to tell you, oh man, that's going to bind up, and you're going to create issues by not moving. So you definitely want to move and have a way to be secure in that movement. So like I said, grab a pole or grab a door jamb, use that to help you go down and up. Actually, let me see if I can find a video for those that are watching. Well, you could, if you're watching, just go Google it or YouTube it, you'll find it. And in general, you want to keep your heels down, be able to wiggle your toes, because that means your heels are down. Your hip crease wants to go slightly below the top of your knee. Now, that being said, lower is better. Lower will have you create a less of a top end strength for you, but who cares? We're going for rehab, mobility, and some strength. So going as deep as you can is great as long as your knees aren't having any pain, right? Understand that pain threshold, understand where you need to go. It's a lot about you, but most of the time, most of the people will mostly be able to get away with the CrossFit standard of movement. There's a reason for that, duh, right? Okay, so regain that mobility. Start regaining that strength too. Hopefully you've already built in the strength and hopefully you're lighter. I know you're like, well, Andy, if I was heavier, wouldn't it be more strength? Yes, but solve the first problem first. The first problem is you're too fat. Get rid of that fat, right? Or get rid of the heavy. And maybe if you're not too heavy, you still could lose some weight. Having a less of a load to carry around is going to put less overall stress on your knees. Having intentional strength and conditioning sessions for your knees is way more important than accidental. I'm going to go up steps, but I'm 100 pounds heavier than I should be. You don't want that because that's going to, again, go back to preventing you want to prevent the loss of independence. Okay. There are specific stretches you can do. I am a fan of try everything and find the one that's really hitting you. So even when we warm up in our gym, I'll tell people, hey, this stretch may not do anything for you. It does for me, but if it doesn't, do this instead, or try that, or lean into the stretch. So do all that stuff. There is a place for yoga and Pilates. Probably after a surgery, not exactly, but maybe beforehand, right? If you're not good on stretching on your own. Okay. That's a lot of it. I'll get back into some of the physical aspects, but I think a big piece of it is going to be your mental preparation and your emotional preparation. I hate to even say that emotions are a real thing, but I get it. They are. And it's going to play a huge part. One of the things I'm dealing with or helping Evan with in his Crohn's battle is the emotional side of it. He's getting, and thank you all you guys at the TSP Fall Workshop for asking about Evan. I let him know and he's like, man, that feels good to know that people care because, college kids don't care. If it's not the 3 Bs, what is it? Booze, boobs, and books. Nah, they don't really care about the books. They usually don't care. Well, at least the boys is hanging out, right? And they're good kids, but everyone wants their own thing. And so when you're out of the norm, it usually doesn't fit well. So they kind of just don't understand and don't care. So anyway, you need to be ready for that emotional side. I would say find someone that's gone before. Find a mentor that you can pay or a friend that will just help walk you through it. Also, start logging and journaling your mindset and some of the things you already are going to know to do to get out of it. So, hey, if I feel down, you know what? I like to do these things. Obviously, the mobility may be an issue with your knees, so pick other things. I like to do cryptograms. I like Sudoku puzzles. I like listening to podcasts, whatever it is. I like to talk to my grandkids. Give them a call. I met Andy at the Fall Workshop. He's pretty fun. I'll give him a call. Yeah, totally. Give me a call. I'll help you out. You just got to be ready for tangents if you're going to talk to me. Okay. Oh, man. The other thing is the hoodie. Let me pause this and put the hoodie up there because I forgot to tell you guys about it. I told you guys I'm very tangential. I don't know why it popped into my brain, but I will get to the hoodies that you guys can order from us to support us, and thank you very much. Okay, so you got to have your mindsets in there. Do the hard things first in the morning, but have that playlist of this will be more painful as the day goes on. So do the things you have to do and then give yourself breaks, intentional breaks for your brain and your heart, right? Understand what those are. I think connection is great. I missed out on that on 45 years of my life and I'm fixing that now. So journal, find a buddy and me, I would hire a coach or a mentor. Again, if you do something like CrossFit at a CrossFit gym, the overlapping circles, the Venn diagram is so enormous in the overlappingness that it's almost like a solid wheel with, very little outsiders. There's so much overlapping that I would probably, go to one of those gyms. Okay. I'm going to tangent for a moment real quick. I got pulled up right here is the hoodies we're doing. There's a gray zipper hoodie and a pullover hoodie. I prefer the pullover because I had a zipper and I had it up because I like to work out like all bundled up so I get super warm. And the bar came down on the zipper and I thought I broke my chest bone, whatever that little divvy piece is right there between your collarbones. And it made me cry. I did bust the zipper, so it came down with such force. So in order for me to never do that again, I just go for pullovers. So we have both types. I also take the strings that are in the hoodie, so like you can clamp it down like you're Kenny from South Park, and I actually pull them all the way out, or I slide them as much as I can and then cut them so they never get in the way again. I just hate those things, especially like if you're doing burpees or something in the gym, they whip your face, hit yourself in the eye. So for those that don't see it, they can just are listening. It's got a logo. It's got a one of our stylized G. It's the distressed logo G for garage or UGA. I don't know. It's all gray, the hoodie, and then there's black printing, and there's a sunburst behind it, and I think below it says 2008 because that's when we were established. On the back has the same thing, and then it also says CrossFit Garage. So it's a sweet little elegant hoodie. I'm going to put them in the gym as well. You guys order them. You have until December 1st to order these, and so get the order in. I'll make sure I put a link in there as well. The thing I want you guys to be considering when you have a thing like a knee surgery or my knee just hurts, the worst thing you can do is stop with your health and fitness. My shoulder feels weird because of that bone bruise I gave myself. Today would be a tough workout with handstand push-ups. And some people are like, very shouldery. Everything's so shouldery. Just substitute and modify. I took the handstands and turned them into sit-ups. Right? Super easy. I took the muscle-ups and I turned them into 2 strict pull-ups, doesn't hurt my shoulder, and then 2 knee push-ups because I could keep my elbows way in, and the knee gave me less of a fulcrum point, and nothing really was hurt. And then like I said, I switched to handstand push-ups completely to sit-ups. I know, not the same thing, but who cares? I'm in there, I moved, it was 20 minutes, got a really good sweat on, and it's been 5 days since I worked out because I went on this trip, so this was really good for me. If you have a thing, talk to me. Trying to go through it by yourself is really tough. If it's a shoulder, I can give you people in the gym who've worked through their own shoulder stuff. I can also give you exercises, and we're trying to do this right now, to pre-help or pre-habilitate your shoulders. So you're going to see us starting to put in randomly, like, hey, this isn't part of the workout, I know, as a warm-up, maybe some scap push-ups or scap pull-ups, or something else shouldery, even though there's no shoulders in it, to help gain that shoulder ruggedness. Again, the shoulder gave up stability for mobility. And your body may be leaning into that, so just be careful. Okay, let me pause this and see what else I want to tell you. Okay, here are some things I want to tell you. This podcast should come out Tuesday the 19th, so you're going to miss this part, but be on the lookout for it. In the calendar of things we have going, I'm going to run through them kind of quick. Alumni Week will start December 2nd. If you're an alumni out there, I got 2 things for you I want you to try for me. One is just come in. I will give you some free time in the gym. Come on in. Just hit me with a reply. The other is we have 24/7 access to the gym. If you're interested in using the gym outside of class time and looking for some people to help me test our methods and procedures, so just hit me back. I'll set you up with a free membership. Use the gym. Tell me where we've done right and where we've done wrong, and help me make this better before I release it as an actual option. So help me, release the minimal viable product. Okay. Where do I want to go here? So on December 7th, we have Wodify owners coming to the gym at 11 a.m. If you're interested in seeing what an owner would talk about, it's owners of gyms, could be CrossFit, could be Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, whatever, but they use Wodify. Yeah, come, I'll make you my helper. You can listen and learn and do a thing. On December 7th, also, there is board game night with Woodstock. They require you to register ahead of time, so look for the link that I sent out in another email. On December, that's the first Saturday of every month, they do that. So that's going to be December 7th. On tonight and November, I see how I messed that up. Tonight and the other December, whatever, the 3rd Monday of the month, Reformation Brewery in downtown Woodstock does a thing where you can come and do board games. So be on the lookout for that one. We'll be there. That's tonight, but I've got Aaron's wife, Jessica, coming in with the cold boots for compression tonight. So you guys might have saw her on Friday. So hopefully you'll see her tonight as well. Okay, into 2025, just some ideas to be thinking about. If you want to come with us to the Lenfoot Hike-In, we're going up January 2nd, and we're going to stay 2 nights. So come up with us. The first Saturday of every month is board game night at Woodstock. It's just off to the side of downtown Woodstock. And then the 3rd Monday is at Reformation Brewery. We have got on January 11th, charity, this is for you, how to process a chicken. I'm growing some chickens right now. I should have several roosters, like 20, that need to be harvested. So you're going to have to bring a chair, a bucket, or some sort of table, and a sharp knife. I can provide you the rest of the stuff. We've got other things coming up. In February or March, we'll have CrossFit Open. We're going to do it intramural style, so we'll create 3 teams or maybe 4 teams of people in the gym to create fun. It's not about your score. That'll be a tiny bit of it, but most of it is going to be how much do you participate. On March 15th, Swamp Fox. March 22nd, the Oak Mountain Adventure Race. April 11th, we're going to do the Ragnar run. Oh, I missed the Elysium run. I think it's February 22nd. Oh, yeah, that is. February 22nd, there's another trail run. In April, I'm going to do a gym party here at the McCann Farm. In May, we'll have the Blue Ridge Adventure Race. And then we've got a couple other things coming up with what I'm trying to do now for gym parties is get away from popular holidays. So we do not have a end-of-year Christmas party because everyone has those. What we did instead was have one in, October or November? Well, now it's November, so it was October. Maybe it was September. I don't know. It was earlier, so we could get away from everybody's stuff. I'll promote that a bit more so you guys can come and see that thing. Okay. Hopefully you guys are finding some friends, some consistency, some fitness, some community, some how-to. If there's a topic you need me to talk about, man, let me know. And I won't say it's from you. I can say it's for a friend. I will help you in whatever I can. If you guys will track your food for 2 weeks, I will help you for free on your food. Most of it's going to be don't eat like a death row inmate, but we're here for you. The carnivore challenge coming up in 2025, carnivore Kickstarter, is going to be something like $200. And it's through Smart and Simple. So we'll be working with them. It can be self-paced or it will be, and you can make it with the class. So there'll be them helping us march along. The way they've set it up, I did it mostly for y'all and the Survival Podcast. The Survival Podcast has like 400,000 downloads a day. I don't have that. But even if 1% of his people signed up, it would be, 400,000, 40, it'd be 4,000 people signing up, which would be a lot of people. So to try to do that individually, it'd be impossible. So the price comes down because the individual touch point goes down, right? They do have an option. If you want to go full scale, I think it's like $400 to get. It's basically one-on-one carnivore training. You'll follow the same rough format, but you're going to get a whole lot personal one-on-one. Okay, guys. Hope to see you very soon here at the gym or online. I just actually looked, and as I'm talking, somebody just signed on. Christy Turner, hello. Just signed on to be an alpha tester with our Garage Fitness Online. That is awesome. Keep it coming. Brandon and I will be doing some podcasting and tossing them in there. Guys, I am here to help you. Whether it's your fitness or your food or your finances, if you'd like to be talked, what we did to get early retirement-ish, then, man, I'm here for you. I can tell you a lot of the mistakes I made and hopefully keep you away from those. Probably the biggest thing is get out of debt as fast as you can. I know it goes against the grain, but it is super helpful. Listen to Dave Ramsey. Listen to Robert Kiyosaki. All right, guys, this is Andy McCann signing out.